VI stars, VI music, VI culture.
Yep, there's an app for that.
It's called Vivid Streaming, and you can download it in the app in Google Play Store.
Hey, that's right, man. It's the new rhythm on Vivid Streaming. The Youngster talking about ambition, and I got a couple of ambitious dudes on the phone line. Well, virtually. Gotta say good morning going out to G.H. Goba.
Morning.
Good morning. Author, director, doing big things. Honored to have you on the line with us, my brother.
I'm here. Pleasure to have me on your show, brother. Thank you for having me.
Sold 20,000 copies, shopped it, ended up on a New York bestseller list. Tell everybody how much copies you got to sell to end up on a New York bestseller list.
Well, it depends on what's out, but usually, so let's say the way it works is like, if you got a book, I got a book, and let's say 10 people have a book out, and I sell the most, I'm on the bestseller list. So at that time, as far as the urban genre, I was the guy that was pretty much selling the most in that genre.
All right, now we also got joining us Tone, executive producer of the feature film Respect The Jux. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great because y'all are doing great. I like the movie. I like the hat. Hold up. Stop. How come I didn't get a hat, man?
Yo, don't even worry about it. We can mail you one in.
All right, that's what's up. All right, somebody just walked into the room. Good morning.
Good morning. Top of the AM.
That's Crazy James. You know, Crazy Late.
Is this Votto?
Yeah, yes, sir.
What's happening, my brother?
What up, man?
All right. Hey, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. How you feel to be in your first feature film? I'm assuming it is your first feature film.
Yeah, definitely. It's my first biggest movie. You know, it's a blessing. You know, I appreciate it. I appreciate them giving me the opportunity to show my, you know.
Yeah. Okay, we got to keep it clean, Votto. You missed that part of the memo.
Oh.
All right, there you go. All right, now, if you want to watch Respect The Jux, there is a lot of colorful language in there, but I love it. It's well done. It's well written. I like the script.
Thank you.
Now,
Thank you.
Frank, you came from a background of an author. Like, you didn't just come up with a screenplay. Like, this is based off of a book. Is this book based off of your life?
Well, pretty much what I like to refer to my book is as true fiction.
Okay.
And true fiction in the sense where, you know, it's based on multiple people's lives. You know, when we grow up, you know, there's different neighborhood that do this, do that, and you always no more than 3 degrees of separation. Some of these guys are your brothers. Sometimes you may anticipate, sometimes you don't. So what we're telling is an urban story. But the fact of this story really is about the American dream. That's what this story is really about. And a lot of people may miss that. But if when you watch the movie, you see that there's an individual that is chasing the American dream, and she leaves her child behind in order for her to come to the States, and that child becomes corrupted. So by the time he gets here, after he finally gets a visa, because the mother gets the visa before the child gets the visa. This is one of the problems that takes place in our community. Right. So now he gets here, he's already corrupted, but he tried things, you know, the American way. But one of the antagonists, the first antagonist that he encountered, are the Americans that look like him. Right. And this thing actually spewed into something where he gets to a point where he's trying to survive, and things aren't that easy as he would have thought back home.
Right.
And automatically, once the antagonist gets at him again, he flips out and goes back to what he used to be.
Right. And this is a real storyline. This is a very typical Jamaican dream. But your background, you're from Liberia?
Yes, Liberian, yes.
All right. Now you had your own situation yourself. At what point did you make the conversion from incarcerated to an award-winning author and director?
I mean, you know, the thing that I always tell people is that we don't just come out of the house wanting to be, you know, in the streets, gangsters or drug dealers or anything like that. You know, our parents actually, you know, try to raise us right. But however, a lot of us, you know, coming up in our community, we'll sit back and we see our parents struggling. They have nothing, doing what they telling us to go and do. They say they hate their job, but then they tell us to go and get the same type of jobs, right. You know? And then, you know, like in my era, in the 80s, all of a sudden you saw all this money floating around, you know, regardless of what the conspiracy may have been, but the crime epidemic had hit us hard. And everyone kind of slid into that mode of, you know, making money. You could go out on the block and make $50, but at the same token, there was the mass incarceration bill at that time. They were locking everybody up.
Right.
Everybody. They locked innocent people up during the mass incarceration bill. It didn't matter who you were. As long as you was black and you was in those communities, you end up in somebody jail or somebody prison. And, you know, and once you get into that space, I have not met anybody that got in there and said, oh, I want to be here. Everybody wants to get out. And you want to get, you want to do the right thing. The only thing that we're looking for is opportunities. And that is what Respect the Jux meant to us. It was an opportunity to do something positive, to get us out of the way, get us out of the streets, and actually get back to our community and teach the youth that are in the streets today that, look, listen, man, we could do it. You guys could definitely do even greater.
No doubt about it. Now, Vado, tell me about your character and your role in the movie.
You know, well, it's like, you know, like I said, man, I'm the best dude with a chrome revolver since Bishop. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Like, so, you know, I'm just a cat that's trying to eat, you know, in the jungle, you know, becoming the lion, and really just, you know, going all out and riding with my dogs. You know what I'm saying? You kind of like, at one part of the movie, they trying to tell me, yo, let's get out the game. And I'm like, nah, I'm hungry. You know what I'm saying? I'm in it. Like, I'm winning. So I'm just riding, you know, I'm one of those riders, you feel me?
No doubt.
You know, you got your dogs, you got your doughboys, now you got James.
All right. Now, also, this is like art imitating art, because in the Hated, you say, are you living or are you existing? Gotta start living. Can't be resistant.
Can't be resistant.
No matter how you get it, just be persistent.
Just be
Listen,
persistent.
That's words to live by, my brother.
Real talk. Consistent from not become a statistic. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Tone, you in good real estate, brother. I realize that real estate property value goes up based on the house next to it. You are executive producer alongside Pusha T. Tell me about the vision. Tell me about the dream. Tell me about working with Push.
Well, Push is a good friend of mine when I used to do the music, when I was in the music industry. And behind the scenes, he kind of assisted in helping us with the score of the movie and just connecting some of the dots that we couldn't. I mean, we appreciate everything he did based on him still being an artist. He had his hand full with his music career. So it was just an opportunity because, well, Push is a product of the movie. Like, he comes from understanding that world where you got to figure out how to survive by any means necessary. He rapped about it in a lot of his first albums.
Right.
He understands that. So, we you know, I introduced him to Christ, and, you know, we just all just put our head together, seeing something that we could do. And everybody was just pitching in. That's when I first got involved with the movie. You know, I never shot a movie. This is Christ's dream. Right. So I believe in him. So I just decided to get behind him. And at first, I thought it was just a matter of me investing my money. And then, you know, like anything else, once you invest your money, you got to protect it. So the only way I could protect it was to understand what I was doing. So I had to learn how this film business worked. So I would say, you know, we just released it. We shot it in 2013. I've been in film school ever since then.
Right.
You know, it's a good process. What I would say, what we've been through, if somebody would have told me now, this is what I had to go through, I probably would have told them no.
Right. But now that you're in the fire, it goes back to Vado's lyrics. No matter the hustle, you got to stay persistent. And I see the persistence, man. You say you started this project in 2013. Now, how did you decide not to give up, man? Because 2013 to 2022, we had a pandemic in between there. There's a lot happening between then and now. Why didn't you give up on this dream?
Man,
the American dream.
There's a movie behind the movie about how the movie got made, man. But you know, I'm the kind of guy, if I come to you and I say, hey, look, I want you to invest in me, or invest in something, or believe in something, right? I have to be full-heartedly committed more than anybody else. This is what this like he said, this was my dream. This is something that I wanted to do. So what would it look like quitting? I can't quit. I don't care what it is. It's either I'm going to the grave while I'm still working on this thing, or I'm going to complete this task, man. Because I couldn't live with myself to see my brother lose his money, to see the work Vado did goes in vain. Or so many different people were committed, so many favors, so many people believed in this project. So I had to pull it through. I had to. I mean, there was no other option. It's either it get done or something I'm incapable. Totally. And when I say capable, that means I'm either dead, locked up, something where I have no access to complete this movie. That is the only way this movie wouldn't have come out. I could not let my peoples down, man. And that's what it's about. It's about being committed, running up, going all out, and just day by day, chipping away. Patience and perseverance, man. That is what we are always taught in order to win the battle. Where we come from, they talk about patience, perseverance. You have to be patient. And that's what I exercise. You know, and God tells us that. And that's why I was able to stay in there and get this thing done. And today you have Respect The Jux. It's a beautiful project.
It is.
It's doing very well in the market.
Yes,
you
sir.
know, and it creates opportunities for us.
Mr. Goba, I'm gonna tell you something, right? That's Kish in the corner. I don't know if you can see Kish in the corner over there. Kish in the corner waving. So that's our producer, and she is the bootleg queen. Now that is what did in Shutters. I actually rented the movie, and I am enjoying the movie thoroughly. I paid my money, my brother. I'm a supporter.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Now,
hey, don't bootleg us. Make sure you press that button.
Don't worry, she's gonna be sitting next to the couch with me. We gonna watch it. We gonna watch the rest of it together.
I'm gonna hang up my bootleg queen just for you guys. I'm just gonna hang it up, put it on this side.
All right, good.
Yeah, appreciate that.
This is the first day in life she's not going to be trifling. Thank you.
That's
I appreciate y'all for making this happen. But the hip hop community took heed to this book. They gravitated toward it. 50 Cent in Hands Up referenced Respect The Jux.
Yes.
Now it come full circle. Pusha T, Respect The Jux. 5'2". I would be remiss if I didn't mention that 5'2".
That's my girl.
Is who made this happen, and I gotta let you know some things. First of all, I get 5% of everything 5'2" makes. And in addition, 5'2" is lobbying for a role in the second feature film, the part 2. Because if you say you come up in the 80s, 90s, that means you've been running the streets with a couple of VI man too. So we need a VI girl in the movie.
Absolutely, man. Listen, some of my people's right down there. She 5'2" knows some of the people I know, and that's my girl. This is what I told her. I'm like, yo, look, listen, man, just show up. I'm gonna write you a good part in there. You gonna be that girl. You're gonna be that girl in there. You know what I'm saying? So come ready to work. That's it.
Well, I could tell you, she is ready to work, brother. She is ready to work. Now, what I did realize in the film, there are some minor parts where you can see that this was done a while ago.
Yeah.
Our first indicator was the small iPhone, because I had one of those. And I was like, yo, okay. But how did y'all piece that together starting in 2013 to complete the project and have it released now? And outside of that phone, I can't really tell that it's dated.
Yeah, you know, the good thing about movies, I always tell people, you know, the day you see it, that is the day it gets old. It's brand new until you see the movie. So the principal photography was actually completed in 2014. The movie was done. It was going through the post process. And, you know, that is where we had a lot of trial and error. You know, in that business, it's like other entertainment business. People say they could do things. You pay them to put. And, you know, I just wasn't satisfied with a lot of things that was happening, you know, as far as like, let's say, for example, if you read the credits, you will see that we had different editors on this project. Right. We have 4 different visual effects take place. And mind you, you know, when a visual effects guy gets on a project, it takes him approximately 6 to 8 months
just to do it. Color correction.
Yep.
It was color corrected like 4 or 5 different times because I'm like, look, man, we can't put something out there below industry standards. This movie, regardless of what the content is, it has to be just as good as Spider-Man. It has to look just as good as Batman or any other Hollywood film out there. So with that being said, you know, we came in a business where we didn't know everybody or know the right people. And of course, pricing is a factor as well. So we trying to get the right people at the right price. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
So the time it takes, and then you got to get put on the calendar. I mean, man, when it's all over said and done, you be like, God damn, another year went by,
right,
and this guy still hasn't completed this. Another year went by, and this is what you bring me. This thing look like crap. You know what I'm saying? You went over, and then you fire him, and then you get somebody else. That's why it took so long, bro.
Now I don't endorse things lightly. I mean, it does have the look of everything you just described. Excellent job on that. The time was time well spent.
Thank you.
Now, Shatta's gave you some lines that have lived on forever. Take the one, leave the one. Lines that reverberate. And I'm a guy who's into lyrics. There was one part where he says, and I got to paraphrase because my Jamaican to English now too good enough. But he said, you call me and my birthday suit and me cut 2 cake. Listen, that right there, if I had a horn, yo, man, I'm a birthday suit and me cut 2 slices.
Well, I cut 2 cakes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, man, if you, and this is something that you mentioned before, that the African-American publishers had a hard time publishing your book. Like, oh, we don't really push this. But meanwhile, I mean, we've made movies like Scarface legendary. I can't see why we can't make this storyline legendary as well, man. So big respect to you. Vado has a line. He says, I'm at these dudes' necks and I'm gifted. Bow tie. Claiming you the best. What you sniffing? Bro high. Sugar Ray Leonard. I be hitting like new mouse. Hey, Vado. Man, listen.
Yo, that's honestly, that verse was honestly one of the realest I ever wrote.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Because it was at a time where, you thinking things not moving as fast as you wanted to, but you got to be patient. That's why I said, check my bank statements while I stay patient. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of those rhymes that just really from the heart. But there's a lot of real quotes in there. A lot of real quotes in there.
Now, what I like is about the art imitating life in this story because it really does speak of persistence. Started in 2013, finally out in 2022. It looks great, and I wish you guys nothing but success. You could find it on, where can we find it?
You can find it on Amazon, YouTube, Google TV, Xfinity, Verizon, Files, Voodoo, man.
All streaming, all
streaming, Redbox. It's pretty much everywhere right now, man. Amazon Prime. You get out there and just on your television, on your phone, just Google it, and it automatically just come up and tell you what to click to watch. So whatever streaming service that you use outside of course, these are on-demand streaming, and our TV date will be in September. So in September, more than likely, you probably find it maybe on your Hulu or Netflix, depending on who we do the deal with.
All right, now there you go. So now, part of this story is that it started off, you piqued the interest of F. Gary Gray. If you don't know, F. Gary Gray is law-abiding citizen, Friday, The Italian Job, big things. You had to deal cooking with HBO. And at some point, you had the audacity to say, you know what, man, I want this a certain way. And you kind of went against the grain of a guy like F. Gary Gray to make sure that your project comes out the way you wanted it to come out. That's kind of like a Dave Chappelle moment where I walk away from this bag and this relationship so I could make my own.
I mean, if I did this with F. Gary Gray, Crazy James would be white.
Okay.
Put it like that.
Right.
We was going through that type of situation where, the guy taught me a lot, but
you know, he's on a Hollywood wave, you know.
Right.
And so his thing was, oh, we have to change this in order for it to be attracted to this audience or that audience. So, you know, my thing was, is Tyler Perry doing that?
Right.
You know,
Right.
I mean, he has $1 billion later. He has his own studio. This guy got his own freaking runway to his house for his jet to fly in, simply because he stayed loyal to the Chitlin Circuit. Now, the Chitlin Circuit is but this big. We from urban America, man. We are huge. Base, that whole hip hop audience. This is who buy into what we're doing. So with that being said, I'm like, all we have to do is stay loyal to them and be persistent. We don't have to please their entire world. We have to learn how to make films for our people, and that's okay. If other people will see it, they will like it. You know, all genres, all culture has. There's white people that read Respect The Jux, because they are curious and want to peek into that world. And it's the same thing with the film. Yes, it's an urban film, but there are people from different walks of life that like urban content. But however, in order for us to stay consistent, we have to do it right, man. We have to keep the character as it is and stop trying to wash, pretty much wash it in order for us to say, it's a great movie. No, we're not going to do that.
No doubt. Hey, so I'm happy that James isn't white, because then Vado wouldn't be James. You nailed the character, brother. So big respect to you. Continued success.
Appreciate the love.
Push, Jay-Z, they still talk about those foundation days, where they came from and how they got where they are. It is a part of the story. It is a part of the narrative. And this movie is part of that story as well. Now, there is the violence, but there is the story behind the violence and how people end up in these positions trying to achieve the American dream. So, hey, big respect. This was my American dream. I'm proud of you, brother. Your perseverance, your persistence allows me to feel like I could persevere. So, big respect to each and all of y'all. Hey, Tone, thank you very much, my brother. Tone look like that dude you don't mess with. Tone is like, I'm not going to say much. But if you say anything out of pocket, I'm going to come find you. I understand, brother. I hope I was good.
That's the real goal.
Appreciate you, bro.
No doubt, man. Appreciate y'all. Once again, the name of it is Respect The Jux. You can find it everywhere. I personally rented it on Apple TV. All right, so big respect.
Yes.
Man, appreciate you, brother.
All right, thank you for having me.
All right, Rob. Thanks for having us, man. Appreciate you.
She's still the bootleg queen.
Holding it down weekdays 6 to 10. It's the Madhouse with Rosh on Vivid Streaming.